Dream Team, it's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with American work culture that Germans don't understand. I'm intrigued because the American work culture is definitely what live to work versus a work to live culture that I've heard in Germany. But before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You don't subscribe to any of it. Put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. I'm human. I'll talk back. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. What we got?
And a lot of times, if your clothes were dirty, if your shoes were dirty, if your makeup was bad, your hair was bad, they would send you home. You would not be able to work, or you had the option to fix yourself.
Work culture in the USA that Germans don't.
Hi everyone, what is up? My name is Hayley. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you did not know, now you do. Hey you guys, what's up? So in today's video, y'all, I'm going to be talking about something that's a little off topic for my channel. I thought it would be interesting because Kelly posted a video. I don't remember. I might link it down below if I can find it again. And a lot of people were in the comment section complaining about a certain thing that happens at the workplace in the United States, and it was mind-boggling for so many people, and so many people left comments about it, and I was like, hey, let me talk about my experience doing this thing so people know that it's an actual thing and Kelly wasn't lying and she's not over-exaggerating, that this stuff actually happens. I'm also going to be talking about another, I guess, aspect of working in the United States, because when I posted my beauty standard video, a lot of people were shocked that I said I worked a job and I was basically forced to wear my hair a certain way. So I'm going to be talking about two separate jobs.
I've heard about jobs like that for sure. All right, but keep it going.
Forced to wear my hair a certain way. So I'm going to be talking about two separate jobs, two separate experiences, and I hope someone, I don't know, gains knowledge about working in the United States or something. But yeah, before I start this video, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, because it really helps me a lot, and I'd greatly appreciate it if you subscribe, because you're probably not subscribed and you're watching this video. The first job.
Y'all hear what Hayley said? I really appreciate if you subscribe, because you probably not subscribed and you watching this video, but you watching this video without being subscribed, and I want you to be subscribed, so please subscribe.
Appreciate it if you subscribe, because you're probably not subscribed and you're watching this video. The first job, you guys, I worked at a retail store. I'm not going to say the names or the locations of the places that I worked. It's none of y'all's business. I don't want y'all up in my business, so thank you very much. No need to ask, because I'm not going to tell you. I worked in a retail store, and it was one of my first ever jobs. I think it was like my second job that I ever had. I was relatively young, relatively fresh, new and all that good stuff, so I was like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed to go into this new job. I was placed to be a cashier because, as most of you guys can tell, I'm a very bubbly, open, talkative person, which sometimes not really, but a lot of times people like speaking to me. I guess that's a quality of mine, is that people like to smile at me and they like to speak to me, and so people usually put me in the front to be like,
you know, I got that same issue, Hayley. A lot of the times, guys, I'm happy. Like, when I'm talking to someone, I'm happy. I got a big smile on my face, and I'm trying to put out as much positivity as I can. Yet, I don't always feel like being social. Like, a lot of the times, I'm not a social person. Like, I live in an apartment by myself. I'm by myself literally most of the time. And so I'm not a very social person. But when someone does talk to me, or when I see somebody walking by, I will like smile. I will be positive. And I think a lot of the people like feel like I'm easily approachable just because of the vibe I give off. Because you know what I'm saying? And so they do like talking to me and stuff like that. But I understand what Hayley's saying.
Smile at me and they like to speak to me, and so people usually put me in the front to be like, hi, how are you? Especially when I was younger, they're like, hey, go Hayley, go do your thing, talk to those people because you can do it really well. I would be the cashier, and what that entailed for me was scanning people's clothing, putting it in a bag, giving them the bag, and sending them on their merry way. But then what German people were so shocked and confused about was that cashiers had to to be on their feet their whole shift. German people, I will link Kelly's video, like I said, were shocked. They were like, le gasp.
Let me read some of these comments. Let me read. He said, Americans, the cashiers sit down, they must be lazy. Also Americans complain when there's nobody to bag their shopping for them. German grocery stores treat customers like independent adults and do their jobs without ruining their backs and knees. U.S. customers, how dare you? I'm actually stunned to find out that cashiers have to stand their whole shift in the U.S. That's awful. American cashiers have to stand the whole time. That's barbaric. It is, guys. It is. I'm agreeing with these comments because it definitely is. I worked at a job where I literally had to walk on my feet. We got like short little 15-minute breaks, but I was on my feet. Like, if it was an 8-hour shift, I was on my feet for 7 hours of it. You know what I'm saying? And because you get a lunch break, obviously, but I don't know. Just being on your feet and the cashiers, like, you never leave and you stand in one spot. It's not like you're getting to walk around. You're getting to know you're standing in one spot, which is even worse than just being able to walk around and stuff. And so it's painful. It is. I had to be a cashier for a day or two, and I was like, I cannot stand this. I hate it. My feet are killing me.
People, I will link Kelly's video, like I said, were shocked. They were like, le gasp, what? Americans have to sit there their whole shift and stand? Well, I say sit, but I really mean stand, you guys. And I was like, is that weird? Is that strange? Is that different for German people? Because in America, that's really normal. You wouldn't expect to go to a job and be like, you know what? I really don't feel like standing my whole shift, so could you please bring me a chair? Could you please bring me something to rest my bottom on? They'd look at you like, girl, go home if you're tired. I mean, there are exceptions to the rule or to the norm. Yeah, if you're pregnant, if you're disabled, if you're injured, if you're, I don't know what else you can add to that.
And there are a couple stores, some stores that allow you to sit. Not many. Like she said, there are exceptions to the norm. But the norm is that you're going to stand.
If you're pregnant, if you're disabled, if you're injured, if you're, I don't know what else you can add to that list, but there are so many reasons why someone might need to or want to sit. So a lot of times people would be able to, but also if that happened, a lot of times they'd be moved to a separate area of the job. So yeah, my normal shifts, they were not long. They range from anywhere from 4 hours up until 8 hours, I would say, give or take. But during the holidays, or if I got scheduled for a double, or if someone did not show up for their shift and I had to like take over their shift, or they would ask me if I wanted to work for the person since they weren't coming in, and 9 times out of 10 I said yes, because I was like 19 years old and I wanted the money. But a lot of times during holidays, especially like Christmas, Black Friday, New Year's, Valentine's Day, a lot of times I'd be working 12-hour shifts, sometimes more, sometimes less. That meant that I'd be standing for about 11 hours of the 12-hour shift, because I would usually get 2 30-minute breaks, and sometimes if my bosses were feeling generous, they would give me 2 15-minute breaks in between there, because A, I was 19, and B, it was like a catastrophe during the holidays, and retail is horrible. Anybody can tell you that. In Germany, it's the same as well. I worked with this company, I think, for like 3 or 4 years. I don't recall, I don't remember the exact amount of time that I worked with this company, but I worked with them for a while, and I never in my whole entire career there was able to sit while doing my job. Never in my lifetime. And even, you know, crazy. Though German people say that.
She said, I have to make a correction. I started working a different job before the same company, and that job did not require me to stand for the duration of my shift.
Doing my job. Never in my lifetime. And even, you know, though German people say that it's crazy and it's like horrible employee treatment, I don't think I'd want to sit being a cashier, because I always felt, you know, I wasn't able to go to the gym a lot of times because I worked a lot, or I worked awkward hours, so I always thought me standing and moving was sort of my workout or my way to be active. I mean, a lot of people are going to disagree with me, and that's fine, but that was like in my head justifying standing.
If you're moving around, it's better, but a lot of the time, especially when it's busy, like it's those holidays, like she's saying, you're not getting very much movement. It's just standing there because the customers are non-stop. So you're not getting to move anywhere. I don't know. If you're moving around, you do get to get steps in and all that. But I'm more on the German side in this one. Standing that long is just painful. And I don't like it. I don't think you should. I feel like more breaks. Or just be able to sit. You know what I'm saying? I can sit down if you can. But keep it
active.
going.
I mean, a lot of people are going to disagree with me, and that's fine, but that was like in my head justifying standing for 12 hours sometimes. So yeah, moving on to the next job, y'all, which is my straight hair, wavy hair job. I worked as a server slash bartender but I was mostly a server. I'm not gonna lie and sit here and be like I was the best bartender. No, I was mostly a server. And so for this job, there was a dress code, and they were very, very strict about the dress code. One of the most important notes, X marks the spot, was that you had to have your hair straight or wavy or natural curl. And a natural curl for them meant wavy or straight. I had friends that had afros, and a lot of times they would just straighten their afro because they didn't want to deal with the stress of maybe one of the managers not liking the way that their hair looked. And before anyone attacks, because I agreed that it's not the best practice to have as a company, but people voluntarily worked here. Like when
That's what I was about to say. If they told you that before you accepted the job and you knew what you were walking to and you accepted it anyway, then that's not on the company, because the company told you what was expected and you accepting the job knowing the expectations. No, so yeah, I wouldn't attack the company in that situation, because you accepted a job when they told you what the dress code was. They told you how they wanted things. And so, you know what I'm saying? If you didn't like if you didn't like what they said they wanted, or you didn't like their expectations, you could have said no.
But people voluntarily worked here. Like when I started working there, and all of the girls that I knew that started working at this restaurant, they knew that they were going to have to follow these rules. It's not something that you just go there and they say, oh, you have to change your entire look. When you are getting hired, they tell you these things. They make it very upfront. They make it very upfront of what the grooming and the dress code is. And if you don't abide by the rules, I will say, then you don't work. So we would have to line up every morning, or whenever the shift began or the shifts switched, and you'd have to stand there with your outfit on, with your makeup done, with your hair done, with everything done, and a manager or a higher up position person would have to look at you, and he would go through and make sure that everyone was dressed properly. A lot of times the cooks were involved as well, and they had to make sure that the cooks were dressed in the right attire. So it wasn't just I guess singling out the servers and the bartenders. It was a collective whole for the restaurant, because
I wouldn't think the cooks would have to be involved, because nobody's seeing them. So yeah, they were literally on everybody. They were like, everybody, these are our expectations, and that down to the cooks in the back who aren't gonna get seen, we still expect y'all to have this dress code.
Singling out the servers and the bartenders, it was a collective whole for the restaurant, because they wanted a uniform look. And a lot of times, if your clothes were dirty, if your shoes were dirty, if your makeup was bad, your hair was bad, they would send you home. You would not be able to work, or you had the option to fix yourself at the job. They had this room where girls, you know, we brought our big bags with us, and they would say, you can spend the time fixing yourself before the shift, and if you are, I guess, presentable by that time, then you can work. And I mean, retrospectively looking back, I loved the job because of who I worked for. Like, not who I worked for, who I worked with. The girls that I worked with, the people that I worked with were all amazing people.
She put money.
The girls that I worked with, the people that I worked with were all amazing people. Do I agree with the practices? Now, probably not, but many years ago I really didn't care about it. A, because I was having fun. B, I was making money. C, I had a job, and so it was the only place that was really flexible with my hours, that was really flexible when it came to going to school and having a job. So I really enjoyed having the job, and it was more fun than an actual job. But I do realize the unrealistic standards that they put, especially on women. And in our break room, we had things like a tafel, a board or sign that would say girls should not eat, let's say pizza. You should eat a salad. Like, this would literally be in the room. Like, and
that's where you can't do that. You can't put that. Who put that in there and thought that was okay? The other stuff, if they told you before, I don't agree with it either. I don't agree with the standards. I mean, don't come in there looking rough. Like, don't come to work looking rough if you're gonna have to. If your job is, you know what I'm saying, to be presentable to others, and where a lot of people are gonna see you and everything. But I don't agree with all of those standards. But yet, like I said, once they told you before the job, so what after they told you, the decision was yours. If you wanted to accept it or say you don't agree with it, you could walk away. But that food thing, girls shouldn't eat pizza. They should eat salads. I don't like that.
You should eat a salad. Like, this would literally be in the room, like in our room where we had to get ready, and they'd say, please don't eat fattening food. Please make sure your butt's not too big. Please make sure that your gut is not too big. I'm not kidding you guys. This is literally what it said. Wow. And the managers would be very open about telling you, oh, you look really fat today. But yeah, like I said, I'm not going to get too much into detail about that. I just thought it'd be interesting for some people that don't know anything about American culture when it comes to, I guess, basic jobs. You don't really need an education, and I'm not saying that anybody that works these types of jobs are, you know, less educated or anything like that, but they are considered, you know, by society as a whole, lesser than jobs. I don't know what it is, because at the end of the day, especially in the United States, we are a very server-oriented society, and without people that work in retail or at restaurants, this economy and this country would crumble. I just thought it'd be very interesting for some of you guys. A lot of y'all probably don't care. A lot of y'all are probably going to be outraged by some of the things that I said, and a lot of people are probably going to be outraged by these jobs. But like I said, at the time I was having fun, and I don't know if I'd want to ever change my experience with that, because I gained certain knowledge, I gained really real world experience, I gained friends, and I'm able to make a decision now about if I like that or not, and if I find that to be acceptable. Because a lot of times people, they never lived through things, and they aren't able to base like their opinion on something personal that they've gone through. So I am glad that I did all of those things. I'm glad I had all of those jobs. I'm just happy now to be in the position that I'm in, that I don't have to work somewhere like that anymore. I mean, maybe in the future I'll have to, because one day your girl's gonna have to get a job. Right now, you know, retrospectively, I'm glad I had those jobs, but I'm also glad that that chapter of my life is over. So yeah, I guess that's it, you guys. That was pretty easy, simple video. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. I love y'all so much. Have a wonderful day, and bye-bye.
I love that. That was a fun video to get to react to. I always love her videos. That's all we got for this one. Let me know what you guys think about the stories that she told in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, give a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You don't subscribe to any of it, put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Human, I talk back. You guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy Neal. Out.